What's up, y'all? Welcome back to the channel. Let me start off by saying I know some of you have pointed out some issues with video quality, and man, let me tell you, it's been bugging me too. I was filming on my iPhone and I couldn't find a setting to turn off the auto white balance feature, which was causing the color to constantly shift. So it was like warmer to cooler, and yeah, I feel your pain. So I went and picked up some new equipment. I have a new camera for shooting video as well as a new mic for audio. So the video quality and the audio quality should be a lot more consistent. I'm trying my best to upgrade this channel and it's coming along slowly, so stick with me and we'll have a good time, I promise. If you enjoyed today's video, or if this isn't your first time here, go ahead and smash that subscribe button and leave some feedback in the comments for me. I love hearing from you guys. You guys can probably guess what we're going to be looking at today, and if you guessed Staccato C, you'd be correct. I picked this up recently and I've had some time to play around with it, and I wanted to give you guys my first impressions of it. So let's get into it. Now you might be asking, what is a staccato and why'd that case say 2011? The concept of a 2011 is a modern take on the classic 1911. The 2011 typically comes chambered in 9mm and will have a higher capacity. For example, the Staccato C2 has a 15-round capacity, whereas the C model, like I have here, has an 8-round magazine from the factory, which I'll get into capacities a little bit later here. For all my safety friends. 2011s also include a polymer grip, which is this part right here, including the trigger guard. And this all screws into the frame of the pistol right here, and you have a couple of screws on the side as well. This does allow you to upgrade your grip or send the grip off to be stippled by another company. But I do want you to know that if you do remove this per Staccato, it does void the warranty. Womp womp. So it does offer some customization options that, like your standard 1911s, don't. Now the pistol is also made up of an alloy frame, which is this. And then on top you have a steel slide, of course. And while I'm on the topic, I'll go ahead and get into a little bit here. I do want to point out the slide serrations. Now these serrations are rather aggressive and they're deep. And I'll take this out. They're not your typical serration style. Like I said, deep and aggressive, which permits a better grip when doing slide manipulations, especially if you like to use the front serrations of your pistol to press check or to chamber around, which I do. It doesn't do much for the performance of the gun, but I just feel cool doing it. I did get the dual model, which is the Dawson Universal Optic, referring to the optic cut itself. I did not go with the Dawson Precision Adapter plate though, but instead chose the CHPWS plate, which through my research actually sits lower than the Dawson one. But I haven't had any issues with this plate, and it was super easy to install when I put it on, and it's just that one screw right there to remove your plate cover, and then secures on, and then your optic secures onto the plate. Now, if you are interested in ordering a pistol from Staccato, they do have some customization options, such as a black DLC finish on the barrel. So instead of this polished kind of look here, or the stainless look, you can get co-witness sights, so you can upgrade it. This is just a simple fiber optic, and it does not co-witness, which that's fine with me, but that can be upgraded. This will co-witness, you just need a taller front post. And then you can also choose an optic that you want to be included. They have a lot of different options to choose from, between Holosun, Trijicon, Leupold. You get a few options on there, and they'll install it right onto your pistol, so when it arrives, it'll come all set up for you. So to get more into the details of the pistol, I mentioned the weight, and the unloaded weight without the optic is 26.6 ounces per the Staccato website, and it has an overall length of 7.44 inches. I wanted to have something to compare it to, so I have my CZ P10C with me. The CZ P10C weighs in at 26.3 ounces, and I'll tell you, although they're close, the CZ feels lighter. Now, this might be attributed to the weight distribution. The CZ has a bit of a longer grip, and being that it is all polymer in the frame, the majority of the weight is really going to be contained in the slide. The size between the two isn't much different, though the biggest difference here is the capacity. The CZ coming in at 15 rounds, while the Staccato is sitting at 8 in the mag. But I mentioned I'd get into the capacity later, so this is probably a great segue into capacity of the Staccato. Like I mentioned, it does come with an 8-round magazine, 3 of them in fact, which is pretty awesome. I don't know about you guys though, I like to maximize my capacity as much as I can while still being concealable. So I was able to find some Wilson Combat magazines. I have one 9-round mag, which will give me a total of 10 with one in the chamber. And this sits mostly flush, and it's almost the same size as the factory 8. Which, I'll compare them here. So, not a big difference there. You do get one extra round out of it. I also went ahead and picked up the 10-round mag from Wilson Combat, and this does add significant length, but I found it still quite easy to conceal, and it gives you 10+1, which is a lot better than 8+1. Plus, I really like the aesthetic. I don't know, with the little bit of the extension. Maybe it's just me, but I think that looks pretty cool. Now, the only real issue with the Staccato, though, is the grip texture, at least in my opinion. It's more of a love-hate sort of thing. The grip texture feels great in my hand. It's pretty aggressive, but it's also aggressive on the rest of your skin, too. Carrying this appendix most days isn't an issue for me personally, and I don't wear an undershirt or a compression shirt or anything like that, but some days if I'm a little bit more active than usual, or if I'm picking up my yard, it can irritate the skin on my stomach. And it'll get a bit raw and sore after a while, so some of you might want to wear an undershirt if you're thinking of concealing this, especially if you're going to carry an appendix and making it your EDC. To me, it's forgivable because, like I said, it doesn't happen a lot, and just on a normal day, walk around is fine. It's not a real big problem for me. I don't get that uncomfortable. And the other thing about the grip texture is how it will grab onto my shirt, depending on the material of my shirt. My cotton shirts don't have this problem, but my shirts, which are made up of mostly a polyester material, it seems to grab onto it and stick to the inside of the shirt. And it causes this weird effect if I twist or lift my arms. It looks weird. It makes concealing a bit of a pain. I'm always feeling the need to grab my shirt and pull it away from the grip while I'm out and about. But that's only with a few of my shirts, and like I said, the other shirts I have concealed it just fine without sticking to the grip, but you'll definitely want to check this before going out of the house if that's something that you're concerned with. Overall, first impressions, I like it. It's real comfortable in my hand. The trigger is nice and crisp. It's short and sweet and feels good. The finish looks great and feels great. I've looked this thing over, and Staccato's done an amazing job on it. I mean, it's definitely worth the money in my opinion. And I've enjoyed it. I've enjoyed having it and carrying it so far, all things aside. But let me know your thoughts. What do you think about the new grip texture? What do you think about the Staccato in general? I'd love to hear your opinions in the comments, and I'm confident I can expect them. Thanks for taking the time to check it out. And like I said in the beginning, take a second to smash that subscribe button, tap the like button, and I'll catch you next time.